So horses are coming out the paddock now, so if you're crossing the course, cross quickly please. So this is the final race of the afternoon. This is the Tyre Marks Open Maiden Race. Runners coming out now, and they're led out by number 23. That's Wintour, ridden by Mr. Paul John. That's white with the inverted triangle. Following this one down is number 21. That's Wait and See, ridden by Mr. Josh Newman, Navy Cerise Halves. And in behind this comes Carragna Apple, number 4, ridden by Mr. Darren Edwards, Royal Blue with a light blue disc. Following this one down is number 13, that's Maiden Express, ridden by Mr. Rex Dingle, maroon with the yellow hoops. Then we see number 19, that's Threshing, ridden by Mr. Tom Shannon, light blue and checks. In behind this number 2, that's Blazing Madonna, ridden by Mr. Jamie Thomas, light blue and orange sleeves. Then comes Zamia, number 24, ridden by Mr. Sean Cohen, black with the red star. Next is number 20, that's Tim to the Moon, ridden by Mr. Lee Drown, yellow with a black diamond and yellow cap. And following this one down is number 3, that's Brannock, ridden by Mr. Scott Turner, white with the large red spots and light green sleeves. In behind this is number 17, that's Scary Stuff, ridden by Miss Pippa Glenville, royal blue with the pink sleeves and blue armlets. Then we see Doolin Music, number 5, ridden by Mr. Ben Carver, black with a white chevron and armlets and a black and white hooped cap. Following this down is number 14, that's Mr. Washington, ridden by Mr. Sean Houlihan, dark blue, the white crossbelts. And next out is number 6, that's Eddie's Pearl, ridden by Mr. Jake Beaumont, and white with the blue seams and a white cap. And following this one down, and the final one to go down is number 12. That's Just for John, ridden by Miss Ella Pickard, dark blue, the red cap and green spots. So bumper field then, 14 go to post for the final race. This is the Open Maiden Race, and they're due away at 4 o'clock, so we're around about 4 minutes until post time. Post time. So we're almost ready then. Starter now on his rostrum for the final time this afternoon. Been a cracking afternoon here at Cherrybrook. So the runner orders and nicely away. Quickly away, 14 runners, biggest field of the afternoon. Save the best till last, and they race off to the first of their 18 fences, and they've all jumped that with okay. It's a very deliberate jump at the back, but now they sweep left-handed, and Carragna Apple is the one up there with Maiden Express. Wait and See also up in the front rank. Wintour wider out alongside Doolin Music as they race on to fence number 2, and they're all over that safely. Eddie's Pearl, the back marker, along with Scary Stuff, who's being ridden along for a few strides after that fence. But Wait and See now has a fractional advantage as they head towards fence number 3 from Maiden Express on his inside. Carragna Apple also driven up there under Darren Edwards. Again goes up to dispute it. Wintour is 4, Zamia is 5, and we've lost Scary Stuff. Scary Stuff a faller at that fence. Both horse and jockey up on their feet okay. Pippa Glanville said she did hope it wasn't Scary Stuff, but there we are. So they race past us then, past the judge for the first time, 3 up front to tackle the open ditch for the first time in this Open Maiden contest, and the leaders have sailed out over it as the rest come to it now, and they are all out over it safely. So up front we've got Carragna Apple, Maiden Express and Wait and See. Wintour is next, then Zamia. Brannock is in behind this with Just for John. Doolin Music, Mr. Washington's next in mid-division. Gaffle about 4 lengths then back to Blazing Madonna. 2 lengths then back to Eddie's Pearl, Tim to the Moon and Threshing, the back marker of the main group, as they continue to race downhill into the bottom now. Carragna Apple racing pretty freely, and joined again by Maiden Express in the centre. And wait and see on the outside. Doolin Music on the outer also. Wintour, Brannock. Mr. Washington on the heels of these with Just for John. Gaffer about 3 or 4 lengths then back to Threshing, who's improved. From Zamia, 3 lengths then back to Tim to the Moon. 4 or 5 lengths then to Blazing Madonna, and Eddie's Pearl still the back marker as they pass their point of departure then for the first time and race up to the plain fence at the far end of the course. And the three leaders sailed over that, and Doolin Music's improved into 4th alongside or just clear of I'm trying to pick that one out. Wintour, that is Wintour, sorry. Brannock's in behind this with Just for John. So they now settle down and race towards another plain fence. 2 plain fences down this side of the course. Carragher Apple jumped it and in the lead, but again joined on the outside by Wait and See. In between them, Maiden Express. Doolin Music's following them right in their slipstream. Wider out is Wintour, then Mr. Washington. Just ridden a little bit closer now to the action, Mr. Washington. Gap of about 4 or 5 lengths down back to Brannock, Threshing, Just for John, and Eddie's Pearl, Tim to the Moon, and Zamia. Now the back marker. So they race towards what will be the final fence in the circuit's time. And Carragher Apple just raced, or just ran down the fence slightly and didn't do the ones on the outside too many favours. But they pass the judge now and race on to the open ditch, and things bubbling up very nicely in this open maiden race. Open ditch, loose horses swerved onto the inside, so they sail over the open ditch. 1 or 2 part of the Birch in mid-division. The whip is up for Maiden Express. So they race left-handed then and go out into the country for the final time. Carragher Apple from Wait and See. Mr. Washington now into 3rd. Wintour and Doolin Music on his outside. Gap of about 3 or 4 lengths then back to Eddie's Pearl. Maiden Express Threshing. 2 or 3 lengths then back to Brannock. And Tim to the Moon now the back marker. So they're on the climb up the other side then pretty quickly, and plenty of pace being put into this, and plenty up front with things hotting up. So Carragher Apple driven clear by about 2 or 3 lengths. Mr. Washington into 2nd and looks to be travelling pretty sweetly. And now back into 3rd. Wintour's also gone up there to dispute it. So they race across the far end of the course now, and Carragher Apple with Wintour. Mr. Washington 3. So they reach the plain fence at the far end then. Eddie's Pearl is 4. Then we see Wait and See is going backwards. Doolin Music's next. Gap about 3 lengths then back to Brannock. So they make themselves ready to take the left-hander that's going to bring them back towards us. And as they do so, it's still Carragher Apple who leads the way on towards the 3rd last. Wintour and Mr. Washington now on the inside are snapping at his heels, these two. And wider out Wintour, Eddie's Pearl also getting closer under Jake Beaumont. So real scrapple now as they race down towards the 2nd last. 2 out coming up then, and Carragher Apple, the 6-4 favourite, joined now by Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington now all out, driven by Sean Julian. Wintour's back in 3, Eddie's Pearl's next, Doolin Music in behind this. So they race now towards the final fence then in this open maiden race, and Carragher Apple, now he gets serious on Mr. Washington. Can they sort it out before the line? Mr. Washington there for more. Mr. Washington scores. Mr. Washington scores from Carragher Apple right on the line. We'll wait for the judge to confirm. Wintour will finish in 3rd in behind this Eddie's Pearl, and then Doolin Music, Brannock's next, and Tim to the Moon in behind this. Threshing will be the final one to finish.
Right, you get a DVD. I'm going to pay this man.
They closed the system down. We now have the...
Just throw it, Mary. It doesn't work. Just call it.
Right, we now have the Tire Marks Open Maiden Race presentation, won by Mr. Washington, owned by and trained by Mrs. J. Dennis and Miss S. Dennis, who have won maidens with horses here at Cherrybrook before. They like the course, so it's a lovely way to end the day. Mrs. Dennis?
I'm Sarah.
Sarah.
Thank you very much.
And that is their...
This is what we take. Lovely. Thank you.
And the jockey, Mr. Houlihan.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed Cherrybrook as well. And come back.
Awesome, thank you.
But you've also got some jail ale, kindly sponsored by jail ale. Enjoy. Thank you very much. Tire